They know that I need the right electricity to move my disco feet. They know that I need a rhythm of ecstasy to get the disco.
Welcome back to another edition of ECANIX. Today we're working on a 2004 Chevy Suburban. This is actually my personal vehicle. We're going to be changing the cooling fan clutch today. I just noticed the other day I was overheating a little bit at a red light, and also my air is blowing warm at idle because the fan is not turning fast enough to keep the condenser cool. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how to change the fan clutch on this 04 Chevy Suburban. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove this air intake system right here. To get to that, I'm going to go ahead and take this plastic cover off as well. I got a little hose clamp right under here. I could get it without removing it, but I'm just going to go ahead and remove it and get out of the way. And then we're going to go from there. Okay, these were 8mm are flatheads, and also there is a little clip right here. It just slides right off. You may or may not have it, but there's also going to be a little clip there. 8mm here, 8mm there. Set that out of the way. Okay, the very next step I would take in this job would be to loosen the fan clutch itself from the pulley here. Some people use a special tool you can rent at Advanced or AutoZone. Some people use an air chisel right on the lip here to loosen that up. Me personally, I'm just going to use this big crescent wrench, or excuse me, this big adjustable wrench here, and a mallet, and give it a couple whacks and see if it breaks loose. And I have not had this fan clutch off since I bought the truck. It's probably been on there a good long time, so this will just prove that it works the way I'm doing it. And we'll see if it comes off or not. Go ahead and get that wrench nice and tight. And I got a spot to whack it right there with my mallet. I think that did it. And it is loose. First hit, and I actually kind of missed it, so if you get yourself a big wrench like this, I think this thing adjusts out to about an inch, a 1 inch. Actually, it's less than an inch, it's only a 3/4, but that works just fine. Okay, my next step is going to be to go ahead and remove this upper radiator hose and get it out of the way so I can remove this upper shroud. These plastic clips will actually just slide out of this shroud, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and unhook this guy over here from the shroud as well, and then pop that clamp off. Now we may lose a little coolant here, but what I'm going to do is tip the hose up as fast as I can, and hopefully we won't lose much. Okay, I just grabbed a little bucket here. I'm going to pop this hose off and try to get this little bucket under here as best I can to catch whatever I might lose. I'm going to pop the hose off and stand it straight up. Okay, didn't really lose much out of the hose. I am getting some fluid out of the radiator here. Not too much though. Set that hose somewhere where it doesn't leak. And as you can see, I only got about that much fluid out, so I won't have to put much back in, or any. Okay, my next step is going to be to remove the upper part of the shroud. You have a 10mm here, and you also have a 10mm right down there. And then on both sides of the shroud, you have two plastic clips. One plastic clip there, and one plastic clip there. I'm going to go ahead and just use a little pick to remove those clips, and my 10mm for these two, and then we're going to lift that shroud out of there. Okay, I'm going to pop these tabs up on these clips. You can go ahead and just slide them out. Alright, I got the 2 bolts out and the 4 clips out, and now we're just going to go ahead and undo the shroud there and lift it off. Now the fan's exposed, we've already broken it loose. You can go ahead and spin it off the pulley. Be careful not to drop it and bang into your radiator. The radiator fins will bend very easily. And there we go. From here we're going to remove these 4 bolts here and swap the fan over onto the new clutch. Okay, I've put the new clutch on the fan. I'm going to go ahead and thread this baby back onto this pulley here. Go ahead and get it tightened up now while the shroud's off and it's easy to access. I'm going to tighten it the same way I took it off with my adjustable wrench and a couple hits with my little 2.5-pound sledge. You can basically hit it until the pulley just starts turning. There you go. The reinstallation of the shroud the same way you took it off. Set it in place. 4 clips, 2 10mm. Reconnect your hose. Reconnect your air cleaner, or excuse me, your air intake tubes, and put your top cover on. Alright guys, the truck is all back together now. Once again, my air was blowing warm at idle, and also I did notice that I was overheating slightly at idle as well. Let's go ahead and start it up and see if we got more airflow. Oh yeah, that's 10 times better. Alright guys, that took care of our problem. Until next time, thanks for watching ECANIX, and we'll see you soon.
They know that I need the right electricity to move my disco feet. They know that I need a rhythm of ecstasy to get the disco feet.
Welcome back to ECANIX. God damn, I am doing horrible. Okay, my next step is going to be to go ahead and move this upper radiator hose out of the way so I can take the top part of the shroud off. These... Ooh, hello. These, God! Okay, my next step is going to be to go ahead and remove this upper hose and just get it set out of the way. Let's try that again without a moth. Okay, I've put the new clutch on the fan. It's 4 13mm. God damn it.